Check weather now with our Chief Meteorologist Bruce Sussman. Bruce, we had a cold day out there. It looks like the winds are dying down a little bit, though, right?
You know, they definitely are on the decrease in many parts of town. But I tell you, the weather forecast, it's hard to be as exciting as that live report. That's great. Everybody fired up. Beautiful shots, though, in our time lapse. So you look at the clouds coming right at us, and those nice areas of clearing that we had even after the clouds moved in, and then some more clouds moved in, and some of those dropping sleet or little teeny pieces of ice. And they're kind of scattered and mixed in here with the rain and the little pieces of ice, but most of us just seeing the liquid rain in the metro area, and I think that's the way it's going to stay tonight. I mean, again, you might see a little bit of sleet, that is a piece of ice falling from the sky, but not the freezing rain, which is what we're going to be seeing and already are seeing in the gorge, right here in the western gorge. And this is liquid rain that falls onto a freezing surface and turns into ice. That's why we call it freezing rain. May even have some snow in the mix to start here out towards Bonneville Dam, but I think freezing rain will win the night. So through 4 a.m. from about Corbett and points east, we have this freezing rain advisory, including North Bonneville, Carson, and all the way as far east as about Hood River. Beyond that, probably not enough moisture to worry about. There could be a few exceptions, but probably not. And then as you go up the backside of Mount Hood, freezing rain is possible, and the freezing rain advisory does include Government Camp. But I think most of the moisture is going to be over the gorge area. Now, what about winds? Because that always plays a big factor in what we get here in the valley. Still have some east wind going. This is 5:30 tonight. Watch what happens as we go through late tonight. We start to see some air coming in from the south, not in Portland, but to the south of us, and that makes a difference in warming those cities. And then overnight, by 6 a.m., it seems to be it's a south to southwest wind. Most places in the metro area, that is warmer air, and so that keeps us, in most cases, from even getting to freezing tonight in the valley. It's a different story, though, in the gorge, where that cold air remains trapped. All right, let's talk about our current temperatures. 36 in Garden Home and Eastmoreland, 35 in Gresham, and on some of our pinpoint WeatherNet stations, we're closer to freezing out in Troutdale right now. So we're going to have to watch Far East County for possible freezing rain as well. There's the cold air, and you see where that causes the travel troubles in the gorge all the way down to I-84 overnight. But 37 right now at PDX and 40s along the coastline. The lows this morning, wow, it was cold with those clear skies. Dropped to 20 in Eugene, 22 in Salem. Look at all the below zero temperatures east of the mountains. A lot of snow still on the ground in parts of central and eastern Oregon, and that to really keep a lid on your temperatures. We did make 40 today in Portland, and with the extra clouds over us plus the wind switch overnight, I think we stay above freezing. So no real travel issues to speak of in the Willamette Valley tonight. Here's the incoming system, and notice most of the moisture is actually headed north towards Olympia and Seattle. We're just catching the tail ends of this, so any freezing rain that we're having in the gorge is going to be very light, but a little bit of ice goes a long way. I think most of us know about that if we've been here for a while, right? So mainly dry tomorrow along the coast and partly sunny. Look at these highs in the 50s, which is where they were today. Morning sprinkle in the valley, otherwise partly sunny skies. Central and eastern Oregon, still some high clouds, and temperatures not quite as cold as they have been. East wind continues through the gorge. Freezing rain's possible early tomorrow morning, but after that we should be done, and temperatures warming above freezing, although slowly. And up on Mount Hood, maybe some snow showers in the morning. That's about it. 34 for a low in Portland, 44 for the high temperature tomorrow. So less wind, that's good, and a mainly dry and partly sunny day. Upper 40s on the west side of town. I think we're talking low to mid 40s on the east side, because we'll have a little bit of an east breeze tomorrow, but it will not be like what we've been seeing the last few days. And those of you in the gorge, you also see your winds really decreasing by morning tomorrow. Your day planner is a mainly dry one and looking pretty good. And how about this? On Saturday, we hold off the rain until late in the day, probably even Saturday evening. So we've got another 36 hours where once we get through this little disturbance, Kelly, things are pretty easy as far as getting around and doing what you want to do, like bring down the holiday lights if you haven't done that yet.
Yeah, that's on the list for a lot of people, I think.
No doubt.
All right, thank you, Bruce.